are you going to talk about when discussing sex education to under 10 years old and above? Hello my co-host, how are you doing? Welcome back to another review with TellAssist. Today it's episode 2 of sex education to under 10 years old. You remember this video that I made sometime around last day, and then it took me a long time to come up with this rest of the episode. As a matter of fact, I forgot and I started posting something else. Anyways, long story short, my memory is bad. The last video I made, this video, prompted me to the need to complete this episode. And there we go. The question for today is, what are you going to talk about when discussing sex education to under 10 years old and above? In the previous video, I highlighted a little bit about it, but I said that when it comes to talking about sex education, that you need to leave everything bare on the table. I know so many people are surprised, like, bare, everything bare. Relax. When I say leave everything bare on the table, I also said leveraging their maturity level. This is what I mean. You have to leave everything bare on the table, leveraging their maturity age. It is very important that you have to watch your children and their different maturity age and its progressive level. This is what will give you the inclination that this is the right time to talk about this. Remember, there are different aspects of sex education that you need to be teaching them based on their progressive level from the age of maybe 6 till they get to 18. But in this video, I'm going to just bring everything together. This takes me to a story my friend shared with me just a few days ago. So she told me that when her son was 6 years old, that she have this friend that one day asked her to help her babysit her 2 kids because she, my friend, isn't going to work and her friend is going to work. So she needs someone that will help her with babysitting her kids. So my friend said, it's fine, bring them over. So her friend brought her 2 kids over to my friend's house. Her 2 kids, 1 boy, 1 girl. This girl, she said, is about 7 years old, a year older than her son. When the woman left, she left the kids to be playing in her son's room. At the end of the day, when this woman came back from work, she came fetch her children, they left. But when they left, she noticed that her son became strangely cold and quiet. Unlike him, she was like, what is going on? So she started inquiring from her son, why are you so quiet and cold? Are you missing your friends? The boy said no. And she now said, so what is the problem? The boy said, my mommy, nothing. Because she knew the boy was lying, she became angry. She switched language. And according to her, she said, once she switches language, the son knows that she is serious. So immediately she switches to her native language. The son said the truth. The son said, my mommy, this girl that came to the house while we were playing in my room, she said, let's do what mommy and daddy normally does. And then the girl kissed him. Since then, the boy didn't say anything, but it made him cold. And he said to his mother, I am confused. I don't understand, but I don't feel comfortable. I don't know what this means, but I don't know. I am confused. So she felt pity for her son. So she said immediately she leveraged that opportunity to discuss certain levels of sex education to her son, the way that he will be able to understand that there is boundaries. If you don't want this, say no to it. And a little bit talked him through different parts of his body. But she said, because she knew that if she speaks to the other woman, because of her character, she will not believe it and she will take it to another level. She decided not to take it up, but then she decided that no more will she bring her kids to her house for her to babysit, and that was the end. So this is the reason why stories like this make me say that when you are discussing sex education to children, you have to leverage their maturity age, because some already know too much based on what is exposed to them in front of their parents, and some does not know any further. With this, I am going to say, when you are teaching children sex education, at least start from basic things. But it is very important to talk to them about healthy relationship, kindness, respect, how to treat friends, because all these things are part of sex education that you need to teach a child. They need to understand that there needs to be kindness in friendship, there needs to be love, there needs to be respect for one another. And then you need to teach them consent. Consent in the fact that they have the right to say no when they don't feel comfortable of any part of their body being touched. You have to teach them boundaries and privacy. Like, there are certain parts, you don't just come and touch the breast of a woman without her consent. You don't just let anybody, any uncle or daddy, touch your private. I said it in my previous video. And then other body genital parts. And you have to tell them the names, even in your local languages. Tell them the names, tell them what they mean, and tell them what they do. You know? So all these things you have to talk about. And then most importantly, talk about safe internet use. Safe internet use is very important, and it is going to protect the kids from so many predators that are going around out there on the internet. Don't just say they are only in the Western world. They exist all over the world. So many young boys and young girls can or could be prevented from getting into trouble for all these predators going out there sending pornographies on their phone when they were young. Because if they expose them to porno when they are so young and you don't know about it, by the time they grow older, they must have messed their body organs up, because if they first expose them to this porno, it's very hard for them to tell the real experience and the false experience. And this makes understanding women and pleasing their women very, very hard. And this is where the work of the fathers came in. Fathers, where are you guys? What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? This is not just left for the women. It is a mother-father joint action for them to make things work. While the mother is being responsible for the girls, the father should be responsible for their guys. You need to let the guy know that yes, sex is not a sin, it is not bad, but there is a maturity level to it when the organ is well developed, and when you use it that time, you will really have fun with it. When you do the necessary work you need to do, you will build a sense of confidence in your son, and the man will feel like the king that he is, and the lady will feel like the queen that she is. You know, a very important point to note, I am not saying that you should just go at the young age and start teaching the boys and the girls about, you know, how to have sex or whatever. I am just saying that as their age progresses, you watch them, and each stage of their life, you know, before they get to the age of 16, even though I know some of them indulge in this before then, but then before the age of the 16, watch them closely and know when to bring in every part of the topic, because it is important. Why I think the fathers need to even teach the boys when they see they are growing how to woo women. Like, some of them are messed up, like right now. When they see a woman they like, they don't know how to speak to this woman. Instead of them to speak to this woman because their confidence level is low, perhaps they started the way of the porno. Some of them thinks that it is size that makes the thing, due to what they see in the porno that they are exposed to. You know, they think that it's all about size. It is the work of their father to tell them that no, it is not all about size, it is about how you use it. And you know, let them understand so that they will feel confident in themselves. So this you have to do, leveraging their maturity level, I keep saying. And another thing I would say is, you don't go all about pretending to them like you are a saint when you made huge lots of mistakes. Let them know your story. because from your story as well, they will learn and correct and not make the same mistake. Because I have seen some women who lie to their daughters that they married a virgin, but it's a lie. So why are you lying to your daughters? What image are you trying to paint? And when she does it outside, because you've already lied to her that you were virgin till you got married, she will start hiding things from you when the first guy say hello to her, instead of her coming back to share the experience with you, for you to have the opportunity to know if this guy is good for her or not, or even if ask her to bring the guy home so that you will investigate the guy and know, like, is it a good type, is it gonna be a good influence to my daughter, and advise accordingly. The child will start doing things sneaky way, because what else? My mother told me that she got married as a virgin and now I have disappointed her by not being a virgin. Use your mistakes to impact their life. Be the guidance that God gave them to you to be their guidance. You don't have to exact control over them, because, like, seriously, who needs control? If you put so much force and control, they're gonna run away from you. So you're gonna use wisdom. Be that friend that reprimands them with this hand and bring them back with this hand. You have to say the truth and stand by the truth and be firm, because when they see that you are a weakler, they will start riding you. And another thing, when they are growing and you are bringing in this sex education, you are telling them this and you are doing that, that will be another red flag for them not to listen to you. So if you are preaching something, please practice what you preach, because this will help the kids as well. Again, in the issues boys are facing, you will see guys at the age of 27, eligible man and all that, but they are already having some erectile problems and all that. This will come up in the next episodes in detail, but these kids, they suffered that because they had been exposed to porno when they were way too young, and they're overwhelmed. And when they overwhelmed, they will not be able to enjoy the real experience. So also the young girls that got experience to this as well at the young age, they will not be able to enjoy the real experience, because they would want the guys to be machine. So this is the reason why everything needs to be taught to them, so that they will be able to manage their body and enjoy their body when it is fully matured, for them to get into the real deal act. Another point I will make is that some parents, when they find porno on their child's phone or they catches them watching it, they get overly furious with the child and they don't handle it well. And this makes the child to start sneaking even more. They won't stop it, but they will start sneaking even more. So for me, I think if you ever catch them, or if you ever see this on their phone, this is a very God-given opportunity for you to discuss it. Put it bare on the table, because they've seen it already. They've watched it already. So use that opportunity to let them know that all these are fictitious acts. It is not the way sex feels. Sex feels much more better than that. And you will teach them better, because that porno that they are watching is absolutely rubbish. It messes up their mindset, their brain, the everything. Each boy that started with it, I bet you, never knows how to touch a woman, never knows how to please a woman, never knows anything. And they keep having problems roundabout with women, and the same thing with girls, because they know less. So if you see them watching this, please seize that opportunity to teach them right, instead of getting overly annoyed with them. I think it's a God-given opportunity for you to address things better. If you don't do this, when these boys and girls grow old, not having the opportunity for someone to help them in these things, you will see the guy be messed up at early, because number one, it messes up their whole brain, and it takes a hard work to reverse their mind if they have been damaged like that. It's terrible for the woman that will marry them, and for the man that will marry the woman. It's a very big hard work, and it only takes a very absolutely patient woman to do that. Most times they are referred to psychologists. So before you let them get to that point where they will start looking for psychologists to help reverse the way they manage their thinking, they manage their feeling, do that now. So in a nutshell, don't let your son or your daughter, especially your son, be that guy that when he grow up and see a woman he likes, he will pass her on the way, and meanwhile congeniality is killing him, but he doesn't have the confidence to talk. He will go back home, bring out his phone and start wanking. Don't let your son be like that. And don't let your daughter be such one that will not be able to tell the man, this is what makes me feel good. All these things starts from the lesson you start instilling inside them from the time they are young, because there is a stage they will get to, they wouldn't really want to listen to that. Anyways, if you don't say it like I said, somebody will say it for you. God save you, however way it comes out from them. Okay, this is it for this episode. This is my own thought. This is my own view. What do you think? What is your own opinion? Please leave it at the comment section. And please don't forget to check our social media links and our blog site at www.telnotortellasis.com. All links is down the description section. Don't forget to watch the previous episode if you haven't seen it. The link is above. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video. You know I always love you. One love. Bye bye bye. Love you.